Is it dry? Or is it humid? This is the ultimate question when choosing what to wear.
This is the Scienzz and you are watching. What is the best clothing to keep you cool?
Researchers have found that by wearing appropriate clothes, it is possible to turn the air conditioning up by 2 degrees Celsius, which over the long term would save considerable energy, both saving money and cutting greenhouse gas emissions. So, what should you wear to stay cool? First, color and design. When it comes to color, most people wear white in the summer because white reflects the sun's rays rather than absorbing the light like black does. However, this theory gets a little more complex when we start talking about the thickness and fit of clothing, because heat doesn't just come from the sun, it comes from our bodies too. When that heat from our bodies hits the white clothing, it is reflected at us. In 1980, a study of why Bedouins, an indigenous, semi-nomadic people who inhabit desert regions in the Arabian Peninsula, Middle East, and North Africa, wear black robes in the desert, found that heat exposure was the same whether tribal members wore black or white robes. How is that possible? Black-colored fabrics are a better radiator of heat, meaning they absorb heat emanating from the body, so this can also play a role in cooling your body down. The Bedouin's secret is wearing loose-fitting black clothing, especially if it's windy. The loose black clothes heat up the space between the fabric and the skin, promoting an upward air current, like a chimney, and providing cooling relief. So, the fit of the clothing is actually more important than the color. However, if you are going to be wearing tight-fitting clothing, then stick with white. Fabrics with texture, such as seersucker or pique, a fabric often used in sports polo shirts, also help to lift clothing off your skin, rather than staying snug and tight-fitting.
Second, material matters. Your choice of fabric is crucial. If you're wearing an oversized denim jumpsuit, you're going to feel way hotter than your friend in a more constricted outfit made of gauze or chiffon. When it comes to fit, lightweight woven fabrics such as cotton and silk are usually better at hanging loosely than knits. This is especially important when it's humid. In dry heat, wicking alone may be enough because the sweat will be absorbed from your body and evaporate in the heat. When it's humid and hot, the air around you is already saturated with water vapor, meaning the sweat your clothes just soaked up doesn't have anywhere to go. Cotton and polyester absorb and reflect the majority of the infrared that hits them, nearly 99%, meaning they often appear white in infrared images. But these materials also allow 30 to 40% of visible light through. This combination can cause the body to warm up faster than it otherwise would. This occurs because the incoming visible light can generate heat that can then not escape as infrared radiation generated by the body. If you really want to keep cool, then strip off completely, as long as this is appropriate, of course. Clothes protect your skin from burning, but being naked is better for keeping cool. The less clothing you wear, the more opportunity there is for an evaporative heat exchange between your skin and the air. Although, of course, protecting your skin from UV rays is a priority. But there may be alternatives, new materials and fabrics that will help to cool the body.
Thirdly and lastly, getting wet. Perhaps, the best way to stay cool in the heat when it comes to clothing is just wearing wet clothes, Elaine points out. Water needs heat energy to evaporate, and as it makes this transition from a liquid to a gas, it uses the heat coming from your body, cooling your skin and lowering your body temperature. So, it turns out that picking an outfit to stay cool is a little more complex than simply throwing on a white t-shirt. But the right fabric, appropriate fit and occasionally a splash of water when possible, should help you keep your temperature down when the mercury heats up, and save on air conditioning too. Thank you for joining us. Subscribe to us for more such informative videos.